everybody, and welcome to Music and Art for All. My name is Daniel Castro, and today we will be speaking about how to play pianissimo. So how to play pianissimo? Definitely one of the hardest parts of playing an instrument, to get that really beautiful pianissimo sound is definitely, like I said before, one of the hardest. In fact, they asked Sviatoslav Richter, one of the most famous pianists of the 20th century, that what does a piano needs to have in order to fulfill his expectations. And he said that the most important thing would be a pianissimo. He said, I don't want to, of course, do any publicity, but he said that actually Yamaha have this characteristic of being able to do a pianissimo. To be honest, I agree, but I also agree that also a good Steinway, a good Kawai have this capacity of making a beautiful pianissimo, and most importantly, I believe that it depends always on us. There are pianists like Christian Zimmermann, like Horowitz, that used to travel with their own piano, and of course they know perfectly how that piano works, how to make the pianissimo, how to make the fortissimo in those pianos, but it's not the case for most of us. Usually we have to just arrive and play whatever piano there may be for us. I have actually played in pianos that really don't have the capacity of making a pianissimo, or that have a great pianissimo, but it's very hard to get from them a fortissimo. So anyway, something that we have to always value and to always evaluate depending on the situation, right? So anyway, keeping with our subject on how to play pianissimo, I would have some advices. And the first one would be to simply try to control with your body what you are doing. It sounds like the most logical, obvious thing to do, and actually it is, okay? You need to play pianissimo, just take your time to listen to the kind of sound that you want to produce from the piano. Also, this is very important, there is also Neuhaus, which is a very famous and very good teacher, not only famous, but he's actually a very, very good teacher. Neuhaus, teacher of Richter and Gittels, two of the most famous pianists of the 20th century, and he was actually doing this kind of exercise. He took a note, or he asked the students to play a note and to see, to leave the note sounding as long as possible, and to find there exactly what kind of sound of pianissimo they were looking for. So I play here. And maybe here I find the kind of pianissimo I want. Okay? So how exactly do I get that sound that I decided will be my pianissimo? I just look for it. Let's use the same note. Yeah, I believe it's almost there. It's not bad at all. Even if I want more pianissimo, again, I can just look for it. Okay, maybe this is about what this piano is giving me as pianissimo. Okay, it's really, really, really pianissimo. Of course, something that you can use is the left pedal, but we will get to that a little bit later on in the video. So this is the main part. I mean, you have to look for the sound, and this is the whole philosophy behind pianissimo, that you have to have a very clear image of what kind of sound you want. Once that image is clear, you will see that actually your body will respond to that kind of request, right? And so then you can, in fact, decide. For instance, again, the prelude of Scriabin I was playing at the beginning is a prelude for left hand. It has pianissimo, it has 3 P's actually, and you have this. You see, again stop in every chord, see if it's exactly the kind of note that you're looking for, the kind of sound that you're looking for. How is the first note that I'm approaching in terms of sound? This is beautiful. This is what I had in mind, okay? And we have to have that image internally and try to reproduce with the instrument that image, okay? This is the basic thought behind playing pianissimo, okay? So I imagine the note and I play it. Definitely not right, okay? Of course I was imagining pianissimo and I played not pianissimo, so I adapt with my body the note in order to fulfill my imagination. That's it, okay? This is, let's say, the philosophical advice about it. The most technical advice, or a more technical advice, would be something that actually Maurizio Pollini, there is a little documentary about Maurizio Pollini, and he explains how he had these lessons with Arturo Benedetti Michelangeli, and how Arturo Benedetti Michelangeli was explaining the pianissimo to him in a very technical way, and that would be like that. You take the note that you want to play, okay, and you play it without any distance from the key. You press the finger on the key and you work only with the space that there is between the key and the bottom of the key, okay? So you take it here, already it's a little bit lower than the rest of the keyboard, and you play there. You see? It's almost in automatic that you will get a pianissimo. This is a very technical advice, but it's actually very, very, very good. You see? Even if I try to play forte, it's kind of hard to play forte if you apply this technique. Okay, there I managed to play forte or more forte, but that's a technical way of approaching the pianissimo. For both approaches that I'm giving you here, the secret will be, like in the other video I made about playing fortissimo, is to always play slowly, okay, very slowly, in order to understand and to even memorize with your body the sensation for the sound that you want to get. Okay, so you have Prelude by Chopin, for example. Okay, so you take it slowly. Of course, here this piece I know for many years already, so of course I can play it easily. But if it's a new piece, still the idea would be to even stop in every chord. No, I don't like that. Better, but not what I imagined. Almost. It's missing a note. That's it. That's exactly what I was looking for. Now I can repeat it a couple of times in order to have it. Okay. And I understood that maybe a good approach for this particular moment would be the Pollini, Michelangeli approach. I don't go too far from the bottom of the keys, and I start my sound there almost with the keys already pressed. I'm sorry. Here. This kind of sound. Okay? Other important aspect of this is, of course, like always, do it with separate hands. Okay, you take the chord, you play it a couple of times in the pianissimo you want. Okay, you even play with fingers separately. Okay, here you start to really look for the sound and finding the sound that you want to produce for that particular piece. Third advice that I can give you for pianissimo is the famous left pedal, the una corda pedal, that you have it in even practice pianos. I mean, this is of course a grand piano, but if you have a normal upright piano in your house, you will definitely have a left piano. Even some electric pianos now come with a pedal that you can actually add in order to have both pedals, not only the sustain pedal but also the una corda pedal, and that's definitely an instrument that you can use in order to make your pianissimo better. You know, in the old school, I remember that, for example, they taught me to not use it. It was considered almost to cheat, right? When you use the left pedal, you put the pedal, and of course that automatically in certain ways will allow you to have a very beautiful, steady pianissimo, right? I don't believe it's cheating. You can definitely use it. It's one of the instruments that you have inside of the instrument that is the piano. And you can definitely use it all the time if you want. I remember one time I saw the fourth concerto of Beethoven played by a pianist that had won a competition at the moment, and you know, he played with the orchestra, and the whole concerto, beginning to the end, even in the most forte moments, he was using the left pedal, right? Just because he considered that it was something that will make his sound better through the whole concerto. I would never do that personally, especially if he was in a very big hall playing. So I would not recommend something like that. But that's what he decided, and it's okay. I don't have anything against the left pedal, and definitely, again, it's my third advice for the pianissimo. Of course, you take the left pedal, and you can simply, if you have a whole pianissimo passage, you can definitely use it. Why not? Without the left pedal, would be like this. I'm playing exactly the same, but as you can see, the sound brights more, making the pianissimo not as delicate as an expressive. So to recapitulate, what we have is pianissimo by listening and finding the correspondence in the piano and in your way of playing to the image that you have in your mind. This is definitely the best way of finding and having a pianissimo. A technical way, which is, you know, staying the closest from the key to the bottom of the key as possible. And the third, why not using the una corda, the left pedal? This would be my three advices. Of course, again, there are always many things that you can apply to have pianissimo, depending on the piece that you have, depending on the composer, depending on the instrument. If you have any suggestion or any question about how to make pianissimo in any other way, please share it with us, and you know, we will be happy to hear it. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give us a like. We appreciate it very much, and see you in the next video. Thank you very much.